Mark thy calendars and make thy plans to attend the drama department's summer program, Shakespeare in the Parking Lot.
We will be performing the Bart's comedies as modern tragedies outside Whole Foods across town. It was actually funny. It's what we did in my summer program last year in Barcelona, when I lived in Barcelona.
That is a scene from Booksmart, the movie directed by Olivia Wilde that's getting a lot of buzz this weekend. We are accustomed to seeing Olivia on the other side of the camera as an actress or as a real-life activist fighting for women's causes. It turns out her experience in both of those areas comes in handy as she calls the shots for the first time. Over a 15-year career on screen, Wilde has worked for and learned from directors like Martin Scorsese, Ron Howard, and Spike Jonze. With the almost universally well-received Booksmart, the 35-year-old star breaks through now in an industry with far too few women in charge on set. In fact, the annual Celluloid Ceiling Study found that of the 250 top-grossing movies of 2018, just 8% were directed by women. Olivia wants to change that. She and I got together this week for a Sunday sit-down.
All right. Olivia Wilde has gotten used to being in charge on a set.
Is it hard for you not to direct things like this now?
Yeah, now I'm just very bossy.
After a decade and a half of watching her directors and taking notes, the actress found the right film in Booksmart to step behind the camera herself.
Did you feel that pressure to really deliver your first time out?
Well, actually, people expect very little from actors turned directors. I think there's a sense of like, well, let's see what happens here. So I enjoy surpassing people's expectations. I think all women do. This is how we go through life. People underestimate women. And there's this amazing opportunity to prove people wrong. And I think you see it as fuel. You don't see it as an impediment.
The last day of school. Are you kidding me, Samantha?
Booksmart tells the story of two studious best friends, Amy and Molly, trying to make up for lost party time on their last night of high school.
Name one person whose life was so much better because they broke a couple of rules.
Picasso.
He broke art rules. Name a person who broke a real rule.
Rosa Parks.
Name another
Susan B. Anthony.
God damn it.
You actually compared it to Training Day, which I thought was hilarious.
I pictured it as the training day of high school film. I love that it was a high school movie that wasn't about assimilation. The stakes are so high. They feel so essential. Everything feels important. And therefore, we should tell the story with the intensity and the drama of a war movie or a buddy cop movie.
Mace, listen, it is very important that you keep the safety.
I was just so relieved that someone wanted to tell a story about women and their relationship to each other and deep friendship. I love that someone was interested in talking about smart girls who are unapologetic about their intelligence.
Don't knock it until you tried it.
To create that friendship, Wilde had the two stars, Beanie Feldstein and Caitlin Dever, move in together during both pre-production and shooting of the film.
It needed to feel authentic and nuanced in the way that old friendships feel when you've watched someone grow up. And that's not chemistry you can fake. You know, towards the beginning of the film, the girls greet each other, and it's the first time the two characters see each other, and instead of speaking, they just dance.
Right.
And that came from just watching the girls, and that's how they saw it. That's how they greeted each other every morning, and I was like, well, that's it. That's the beginning of the movie now.
I love that scene.
Are we gonna go to school or?
Nope. I don't think we are.
Nope, we're just gonna stay here.
Though Booksmart is Olivia Wilde's debut as a director, she announced her arrival in show business a long time ago.
When I was 3 years old, I said I want to be an actress.
Oh, really?
She grew up in Washington, D.C., the middle child of journalist parents Leslie and Andrew Coburn, later adopting the stage name Wilde in homage to poet Oscar Wilde. Olivia's career was inspired in part by a childhood meeting with a Hollywood icon.
My parents wrote a Vanity Fair article that then became a book, which became a movie that Steven Spielberg produced.
The Peacemaker.
The Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And it was an opportunity for me to meet Steven, and he gave me his autograph, which I still have hanging on my office wall. He said, if you want to be a doctor, look before you leap. If you want to be in show business, leap before you look. And I was like, okay, Steven.
After high school, Wilde decided she was ready to take that leap. she moved to Los Angeles, where she soon landed a role on the teen drama The OC, and later on the hit show House.
People who fly are immobile for long periods.
Supporting roles in movies like Tron Legacy, Cowboys and Aliens, and the incredible Burt Wonderstone followed.
You took her hair.
When you look back at the long arc from, say, like the OC to now,
Yeah.
what do you think when you look back at those early years?
I think about how sometimes it's hard to know in the moment that everything you're making, everything you're participating in is part of the process. Nora Ephron said everything is copy, right? And that's a great way to go through life. There's nothing that can throw you if it's all material.
Wilde collected all that material and poured it into Booksmart, showing the way to women who may be considering a leap of their own.
I hope that what we've done with Booksmart serves as an example both to female directors who might be waiting to take that leap. I hope that I can serve as a bit of inspiration to go for it. There are a lot of women out there who are still not giving themselves permission to chase their dreams because they deal with guilt connected to motherhood. So the way I have been perceiving this opportunity is to talk to women out there who might be thinking, I do want to make a film, or I do want to start my own business. But am I allowed? Am I allowed when I've got these kids? And no, guys don't ask themselves this, but it's a reality that many women do. And I think it's a really important thing for partners of those women to support that endeavor and say, you must go for it. You must go for your dreams. And it's important for mothers to realize you are no less of a mother because you chased your dreams.
Olivia has 2 young children, Otis and Daisy, with her fiance, Saturday Night Live alum Jason Sudeikis.
It's the last day. We got you through high school.
Who plays the school principal in Booksmart.
We will persist.
I can't hear you. I can't soundproof glass.
What was it like directing your partner?
It was awesome. It was awesome because I started out as a fan of his. I mean, I remember watching him in films and on SNL just thinking, man, he's good. He's so fast. I love working with him, but this was the first time that I really got to be behind the camera watching him work. I mean, we gave him like the tiniest bit of material and he was off and running.
Of all the positive reviews for Booksmart,
Nobody's winning in that outfit.
one stands out to Wilde.
I hadn't really called myself a director yet. And I asked him the other day, Otis, do you know what I do? And he goes, yeah, Mom, you're a director. And I got like full body chills. And I was like, hey, thanks. And somehow like I needed my son to let me own that.
Right.
But I love it. Like now I'm the only kind of director he's been in contact with. So as far as he knows, all women, all directors are women.
Well, that's good.
So he thinks that every movie that we watch, he's like, do you direct this? I'm like, Toy Story? No, I wish.
That's coming. Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5. It's mine. I'll do it with Otis.
I think they should get her to direct that next Toy Story movie. Booksmart is in theaters now. Our thanks to the Hudson Bar at the Hudson Hotel here in New York for hosting our conversation. To hear Olivia talk more about the A-list directors she's worked under and what they may think about Booksmart, check out our web extras at today.com/Sunday. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sit Down podcast, where you can hear the entire unedited interview with Olivia Wilde. You can find that on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.